Hello and welcome to the 2020 election between Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and Howard Schultz. If you don't know who Howard Schultz is, he was one of the past CEOs of Starbucks, and he is considered running as an independent that leans more to the Democratic Party than the Republican Party, and this would effectively take away votes from the Democrats, those more moderate voters. So I'm going to show that effect in this video, and we're going to start off with the safe Republican states. We're going to start off from Idaho, Montana, Utah, Wyoming, the Dakotas, Nebraska, except that one district, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, because of the shift with those central Democratic voters being taken away, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, South Carolina, Ohio, because of, I would say it would already be in the lean to likely category against Biden, and then plus probably a huge chunk of voters there will go to the Howard Schultz out of the Democratic Party that don't completely agree with Biden or voting for a different independent or Trump. So I could see taking around at least 6% there, and probably could put in the likely column, but I think he could edge into the safe. So Trump so far at 179. He would also carry the state of Alaska, Maine 2nd Congressional District. We're going to characterize that 2nd Congressional District as toss-up. So Trump starts off with 182 safe seats. No, not seats. Electoral votes. Now we're going to move into Joe Biden's safe states. California, Hawaii, Massachusetts, District of Columbia, Maryland, New York, and Vermont. So this already, you could tell with the safe states that it does not look good for the Democratic Party, especially if you see states like Illinois, Washington not in the safe category for the Democrats. We're going to move now into the likely category for the Republicans. Iowa, it's just going to take away a lot of those independent voters that would lean more to the Democratic Party, and those moderate voters that don't completely agree with Biden will go to Howard Schultz, and it will effectively push it even more into Trump's column. In the state of Georgia, it was likely in 2016, and with some of those centrist voters being taken away from Biden, I think it could even cement it even more into the likely column, as well as North Carolina. North Carolina was almost in the likely column in 2016. I think this would just push it into it. Arizona is just going to take away those Democratic voters that seem centrist and more independent siding Democrats. It's just going to push it more into Trump's column. Now Trump has 230 to 115. Oh, I'm forgetting Nebraska's second. I think it was lean in 2016, and I think this could at least push it 2% more, at least, into the likely column. So now Trump has 231 to Biden 115. We're going to move into the likely states for Joe Biden. State of Washington, Oregon, Illinois, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware. These would all effectively go to him. Maine's 1st Congressional District. They're just a lot closer. A lot of these are more centrist Democrats. Illinois, I'd say there's quite a bit of amount of progressives, as well as Washington. Some of those might side with Biden, and some of those more centrists that don't agree with Biden, I think could go to him. So a lot of these states are just going to be pushed more farther away from the Democratic column. So now 183, 231. Trump is very close to being reelected president. We're going to move into the lean column. the Rust Belt that he carried, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. It'll just push it from the decimals probably to a 2 to 3%, maybe even 4% victory for Donald Trump here. Even though Biden has a huge appeal in the Midwest, especially the state of Pennsylvania and possibly Michigan with the auto bailout. Another state I think Trump could carry is the state of Florida, just taking away from those independent voters that would side more to the Democratic Party and those centrist voters. I think it'll effectively just push it even more into Trump's column. Either way, I think Florida would go to Trump, even if Howard Schultz was not running. The state of Nevada was very close in 2016, and I think this just shows it's a toss-up state that's just going to be pushed into the Republican column with a Democratic independent running. That is pretty semi-known. Probably would be very well known because he has a lot of money. He's probably going to be like a Democratic version of Ross Perot, just not as big. The state of New Hampshire also, decimal points in 2016. I think it could go to maybe a 2%, 3% in 2020 if this was the case. So now Trump 316 to 183. We're going to move into the Democratic leans. New Mexico, Virginia. These two states, they would be a lot closer, especially now in Virginia with the governor, what is his name, Northam? I think it's Governor Northam, being accused in the yearbook about his pictures with that was very racist. So we'll see what happens there. That'll effectively affect the governor race for 2020. I'll have to make governor prediction early. It's probably going to be way off because there's no declared really candidates to run for the Republicans nor the Democrats in some of the states. We're going to move now into the tilt Republican column. The state of Minnesota, I think, because it's just inching more and more closer. It was very close in 2016. It was no one thought that was going to be really that close. And when there's a independent independent candidate running that sides with the Democrats, probably has good appeal in the Midwest as well, with his stance on the economy. I think it could just cement Trump the win, just pushing those Democratic voters away, putting Trump at 326 electoral votes. And I think also Maine at large, I think it could just edge in. Trump was 3% away in 2016. I think this could just push it into his column. For the state of Colorado, I could see this possibly going to the Republicans, but because of the recent changes there, going even more and more Democrat, I don't think really it has a chance against any candidate. Maybe if it was Nancy Pelosi, but I don't think she's going to run. This is the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any suggestions or any comments about this prediction, the end of the goal subscriber goal is going to be 50 subscribers, which I think we could definitely hit. Last month our goal was 30 and we hit 38. We're already at 42, so we're already that's a third of the way there. We're about a third of the way through the month, so yeah, I think we could hit 50 by the end of the month. I'm gonna have a election night by the time probably end of the month of Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. It was suggested in one of my videos, so I'm gonna be starting to work on that, and I think it'll be really cool once it comes out. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.